Hi, thanks very much for joining us for Greensburg Glimpses. You're going to want to stay tuned to this program because we have a fascinating story to tell you that you're not going to want to miss. My guest is Patty Jo Sawvel.
When we talk about conversations that actually alter lives, and we've all had conversations like this, where we have actually felt a shift in our behavior. And those conversations, when we think back on them, generally not because they were cleverly crafted, generally because we knew that person cared. So whether we're talking to one person or talking to a whole organization, we need to know what matters to them. And then not as some way to manipulate or be strategic, but instead we need to really value what matters to them. It also has to matter to us. And when those things come together, then we have a chance of communicating in such a way that they'll actually make life-changing decisions.
I was kind of, feeling kind of bad. 5 minutes into my little self-pity talk, a second police car pulls up. And I thought, oh, that's not fair. These guys are ganging up on me. 5 minutes later, a third police car pulls up. Never had this happen in my life. Now I'm thinking, can you go to jail for going 90 miles an hour? Can you lose your driver's license for going 90 miles an hour? Now I'm panicking. 20 minutes go by, I'm just soaking in my own sweat, becoming late for my appointments meantime, but now I've got a crisis I need to solve. Police officer, finally the other two cars leave, the police officer comes back up. And he leans down and he looks inside of my car and he says, ma'am, do you have kids? I said, yeah, I have 3 kids, Rebecca, Joe, and Cliff. He says, do you love your children? Do you want to come home for them every night? Do you want to watch your children grow up? And I said, yes. He said, well, listen, you need to change the way you're driving. Because not only are you endangering their opportunity to have a mother, but I almost got in an accident, zipping in and out of traffic, trying to keep up with you. And for the first time in my life, I felt sorry, not because I was about ready to get a ticket, but because I almost hurt my children and this innocent officer. And at that moment, when I realized that he saw me as a person, he cared about me as a person, something changed. 2 things happened. Number 1, I vowed to stop speeding that day. And even though occasionally I have, very, very rarely, usually when I don't set my cruise control, because I know now, use your cruise control, but I vowed to stop speeding, but here's what else happened. I rewrote my script, instantly. I went from, police are out to get you, police are just trying to fill their ticket quota, police are to be avoided, to police care about me, police care about safety, I care about police.
Balance this way, we get thrown off balance this way, we call that feeling worth less. We get thrown off balance this way, we're full of ourselves. Sometimes we call this being egotistical. Now the truth of the matter is, we operate at our best, we communicate at our best when we are balanced.
Is the tallest and the youngest.
Generally speaking, when we feel connected, we feel respected. And when we feel respected, we're more willing to let someone have influence over our lives. Now the question comes up, what about if we're called upon to motivate or lead a person or group of people that either we've never met or we barely met? How do journalists do that? How do business leaders do that? How do presidents do that?
Well, this was definitely the best presentation that I have been in, and if I can think about what made it so great, it was Patty Jo's personal stories about how she grew up and how she made transitions and how she corrected things in life, and then her way of presenting with the visual things that she brings. But the way that she keeps control of everybody's attention was just amazing. Yeah, the presentation was not serious at all times.
I feel I've done my job when people are excited about the new communication skills they've learned because they've seen for themselves the opportunities this is going to open up, and not only opportunities in their professional lives, but also in their personal lives.